everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Dose. I'm your host Anne, and I'm so happy you're here for another episode. If you've been following this podcast, welcome back. If this is your first episode, I'm glad you found us. Here at Daily English Dose, we learn English in a simple, practical, and enjoyable way, one little dose at a time. In our previous episode, we talked about 10 everyday habits that can improve your English. Today, we're going to make your vocabulary even more interesting. Our topic is stop saying very. 30 better words to upgrade your English. Now, don't get me wrong, the word very isn't wrong. It's completely correct, but if you use very good, very tired, very happy, very big, very beautiful all the time, your English can sound repetitive. Today, I'll show you stronger and more natural alternatives. And don't worry, you don't have to memorize all 30. Just choose a few that you like and start using them. Ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Replace very good. Instead of very good, try excellent. Example, your presentation was excellent. You can also say fantastic. That's a fantastic idea. Or outstanding. You did an outstanding job. So remember, instead of saying very good, you can try excellent, fantastic, or outstanding. Part 2. Replace very bad. Instead of saying very bad, try terrible. Example, the weather was terrible yesterday. You can also say awful. I had an awful headache. Or horrible. That was a horrible experience. So instead of saying very bad, you can try terrible, awful, or horrible. Part 3. Replace very happy. Instead of I'm very happy, try I'm delighted. For example, I'm delighted to hear the good news. You can also say I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled about my new job. Or I'm overjoyed. She was overjoyed when she received the good news. So instead of saying very happy, you can try delighted, thrilled, or overjoyed. Part 4. Replace very sad. Instead of I'm very sad, you can try I'm devastated. For example, she was devastated after hearing the news. Another option is heartbroken. He was heartbroken after the breakup. Or miserable. I felt miserable after losing my job. So instead of saying very sad, you can try devastated, heartbroken, or miserable. Part 5. Replace very tired. This one is extremely useful. Instead of I'm very tired, try I'm exhausted. I work all day and now I'm exhausted. You can also say I'm worn out. I've been traveling all day and I'm completely worn out. Or I'm drained. After that long meeting, I felt drained. So instead of saying very tired, try exhausted, worn out, or drained. Part 6. Replace very hungry. Instead of I'm very hungry, try I'm starving. For example, I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving. Of course, starving is often an exaggeration in casual conversation. It usually means you're extremely hungry. You can also say, I'm famished. Let's get something to eat. I'm famished. So, instead of saying very hungry, you can try starving or famished. Part 7. Replace very cold. Instead of it's very cold, try it's freezing. For example, it's freezing outside. Don't forget your jacket. So, instead of saying very cold, you can try freezing. Easy, right? Part 8. Replace very hot. Instead of it's very hot, try it's boiling. For example, it's boiling outside today. Again, this is often an exaggeration in everyday conversation. So, instead of saying very hot, you can say boiling. Part 9. Replace very big. Instead of that's very big, try that's enormous or that's huge. For example, look at that huge building. So instead of saying very big, you can say enormous or huge. Part 10. Replace very small. Instead of it's very small, try it's tiny. For example, look at that tiny puppy. So instead of saying very small, you can say tiny. Part 11. Replace very beautiful. Instead of she's very beautiful, you could say she's gorgeous. For example, she looked gorgeous at that event. Another word is stunning. That's a stunning view. So, instead of saying very beautiful, you can try gorgeous or stunning. Part 12. Replace very smart. Instead of saying he's very smart, try he's brilliant. For example, you came up with a brilliant solution. You can also say he's incredibly intelligent. So, instead of saying very smart, you can say brilliant or intelligent. Part 13. Replace very funny. Instead of that movie was very funny, funny. Try, that movie was hilarious. For example, we laughed at the entire time. It was hilarious. So, very funny, hilarious. Part 14. Replace very interesting instead of the book was very interesting. Try, the book was fascinating. I found the documentary fascinating. So, very interesting, fascinating. Part 15. Replace very important instead of this is very important. Try, this is essential. For example, good communication is essential in the workplace. You can also say crucial. Time management is crucial for success. So, very important, essential, crucial. Let's practice. Now it's your turn. I'll say the sentence using very and you can replace it with a stronger word. Ready? Number 1. I'm very tired. The answer is I'm exhausted. Great. Number 2. It's very cold. It's freezing. Excellent. Number 3. She's very beautiful. She's gorgeous. Fantastic. Number 4. I'm very hungry. I'm starving. Great job. And number 5. That movie was very funny. That movie was hilarious. Excellent. Remember, you don't have to completely stop using very. It's a perfect normal English word. The goal is simply to expand your vocabulary so you have more choices. Instead of always saying very good, you can say excellent, fantastic, outstanding. Instead of very tired, you can say exhausted, worn out, or drained. This makes your English more expressive. Here's your challenge for this week. Choose 5 words from today's episode. Write down the original expression with very and its stronger alternative. For example, very tired, exhausted. Then create your own sentence. For example, I was exhausted after work. Do this with 5 words. And here's an extra challenge. Try using at least 1 word in a real conversation this week. Don't just memorize it. Use it. That's how vocabulary becomes part of your active English. Before we finish today's episode, I want you to remember something. You don't need thousands of complicated words to speak good English. Sometimes learning 1 new word and actually using it is more valuable than memorizing 20 words or forgetting them tomorrow. So take your time, learn a little, practice a little, speak a little, and keep going. Your English doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. Your goal is to communicate, connect, and express yourself with confidence. And remember, you don't need to sound like someone else. You just need to become a more confident version of yourself in English. And that's a wrap for episode 31 of Daily English Dose. Thank you so much for spending these minutes with me today. I hope you learned some new words that you can start using right away. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow Daily English Dose, share this episode with another English learner, and keep practicing with me. I'll see you in episode 32 for another useful and practical English lesson. Until next time, remember our motto, learn a little every day, speak a little every day, grow every day. This is Anne, your English learning companion. Thank you for listening to Daily English Dose. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!